Alright, hi everybody, welcome back. Gonna do a quick hobby video today. This will probably be my last one for a couple weeks, maybe, we'll see. Um, because I am moving, I've mentioned that in some previous videos. And it'll also be a new year when I move, so I think what I might do for next year to kind of do a new year, new army project. I talked about on one of the live streams about doing some medieval stuff. So might do the Black Army of Hungary. So that's the Hungarian kingdom's army in the 15th century. John, if anybody knows, it's John Hunyadi and then King Corvinus, um, and they're in the period when they were really taking the fight to the Ottomans, and then they also had the wars in the West. Um, but anyway, um, And then the other thing I might do, because I don't know how easy it's going to be for me to set up, I'm not going to be able to bring like my paints and stuff with me. So what I might do is do something small. I was looking at some of the Saga war bands for doing Age of Crusades. So I might get either some Saracens to do Seljuk Turks, or I might get a Crusader war band. Not sure yet. So I feel like that would be a good, easy project for me to do, kind of a small skirmish force, and then I can use that for doing Saga, or I can play that with Lion Rampant. Anyway, all right. So that's just some future stuff, and gonna talk about what I've been working on lately. Just trying to finish some stuff before I leave that I want to take with me. So I have one more veteran tactical squad for my Horus Heresy Alpha Legion to finish, and I've gotten some of those guys done. These guys look a little bit better than the previous squad I did. Let me just get them all on the work table here. Let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, okay. So we've got yep. So I've got these guys, and then there's a few more left to do. I got a missile launcher, and then a couple bolt guns. And some of these, I got this off eBay. Some of these are not the correct armor mark exactly for doing Horus Heresy, which it's kind of a historical game, fictional historical game, but that's one thing I do like about the Horus Heresy compared to current Warhammer 40,000 is it's definitely focuses on having, some attention to detail and making a force that looks, kind of correct, like a historical war game. Yep, but got these guys, so I kind of did them in like batches. So they were primed in black, so I painted them with the GW Lead Belcher, and then I just followed the Games Workshop tutorial for doing Alpha Legion. Um, yeah, they turned out a little darker than the other squads I did because of the black primer. I kind of like it. Let me see if I can get it to focus. And the bases are kind of lazy. I wanted to make it look more like a ship's deck or something, but I don't really have the tools or the stuff to do that the way I would want it to look. And in the future, I might just repaint this and do it like a brown or gray or something. So let me do 1x zoom. There we go, so we can see it. Yeah, so it's got the combination bolt gun with the underbarrel plasma. Another just bolt gun guy, and this is the sergeant. He's got a combination bolt gun as well with the flamethrower. And we got the missile launcher. Yep, just Space Marines. I mean, if you've seen one, you've pretty much seen them all. Eventually, I will need to get the transfer sheet. That'll really make these guys look the part for what they're supposed to be for Alpha Legion. In terms of like my Horus Heresy project overall, I think I'm probably gonna, where it's at now, I think I've gotten sort of enough, because I've shown the Vindicator. I have a 40k Rhino I can use as well for that. And I don't think I can use my bikes. Anyway, it's more or less where I want it to be. I might get maybe another character for them. I'm not sure yet, though. It's um, not really a huge, priority for me. Because as it stands now for doing Horus Heresy, I've got, well, probably since the Vindicator. Now that I've got the Vindicator, I have about probably be over like 1,500 points, give or take. Um, so I think that's about enough is where I want to do with the Heresy for now, especially because I would like to get like the Sikaran battle tank and stuff, but it's a little pricey, and trying to save some money right now. So yeah, not a huge priority. And hopefully when I get settled in to my new place, I think there's a Heresy community close by, so it'd be nice to get some games in with them. And then other stuff. It's really cold where I'm at, so I did try and work on more Grand Alliance and 7 Years War, or excuse me, it's the 9 Years War. That's why I said it for the War of Grand Alliance. Um, um, and then it's the War of Spanish Succession. Okay, sorry about that. I did try and prime them in my garage, but as you can see, it didn't really work, so I pulled them off, and I'm probably gonna have to wait until spring or some point in the future to do these. Yeah, so just built more of these guys. Actually, I can just show them real quick. Yeah, I got a pile of them there. Really wanted to build more of them. I do like, if you guys are new subscribers or something, or haven't seen it, I do like how these guys turned out, because these are really hard, especially for me, because I struggle with fine details. These are really hard figures to paint, so I think they turned out pretty well, all things considered, because it's certainly not as easy as this kind of plate armor, especially if you're doing mass painting for building armies. And then what else did I do? Oh yeah, I just touched up, just going through more of my pike and shot collection. So I'm probably not going to be able to take this with me. So just did some touch-up work, just giving them all a wash of Nuln Oil for these musketeers, and I think they look a lot better than they did, just with that little fix. And depending on what I can get done before I leave, which is in a few days, I might do these guys as well. These are some of the Ottoman irregular musketeers that I use in the Ottoman games that I've shown in videos before. Probably touch them up as well. And what else do we have? Got a whole big pile of bits. Yeah. So I don't think I've got this other Ottoman character. Don't think I'm going to be able to get to him because he has like a pole arm, and it wasn't really drilled out that well. And my little hand drill, I like super glued the bit into it, and I haven't fixed it or bought a new one. So, yeah, I didn't do the greatest priming job on this, but it's okay. Just kind of a mini rant, I guess. I think one of my issues with some of these YouTube hobby channels is, like, especially for people new to this hobby, it kind of encourages this level of like detail in individual figures, that I think can be frustrating for someone that's new to this. I know it kind of was for me. Whereas my approach, and this is just my approach, is, especially if you're doing like these horse and musket armies, especially, right? Like, I'll just show some of the stuff I've got on the table. This is just a lot of figures, and it's like, you're not going to sit and do like a whole pike block or like this musket unit and like get every little detail and like get all the edge highlights and stuff. If you want to do that and take it to that level, that's great. I'm just speaking from a perspective of trying to paint armies as armies. And, I think when you obsess too much over trying to make every single figure like perfect and like a perfect little piece, it's kind of self-defeating, and it's also diminishing returns, because 90% of the time when you're playing with these figures, you're going to be looking at them from 3 feet away, and it does make a difference. I mean, obviously, but anyway, my point being is, I think if people are new to this, and don't like watch the big YouTube channels, like the really overproduced ones, in my opinion. Like the influencer types. Not trying to attack anybody personally. It's just like this, like, well, you got to paint, everything like super detailed and do all this. Whereas I approach this as, from the perspective of painting armies. It's like, yeah, I might take a few more minutes and put a little more effort. I mean, I'm not the greatest painter in the world, but I might put a little more effort into like a character like this. That's going to be like a centerpiece potentially, but just trying to paint these musketeers when I have to do however many, like 20 or something. It's helpful to think of this as like, okay, you're not really painting individual figures. It's about getting the units done. Anyway, it's kind of a long way of saying just go for it. I think that's my view on this hobby. And you'll learn as you go along and practice. So yeah, that's my little rant or discussion, whatever you want to call it. I hope you guys like the videos. Might do another stream in the next few days. We'll see. We might take a look at some Saga stuff, or some like Crusades era stuff. And I have been doing more reading on the Hungarian army in the 15th century. So I might do another stream on that when I get a little more research done. Yeah, so, and then, like I said, when I get settled into my new place, I might do a new, multi-part project video working on, either some Crusaders or some Saracen Seljuks, or, maybe something else medieval themed. And again, probably like a skirmish size force. So yeah, anyway, this is kind of a longer video, so hope you liked it, and I'll talk to y'all in the next one.